How to implement ITIL with Jira Service Desk? Well, there was a question recently asked on the community about possibility of using Jira Service Desk to support ITIL processes. So today I was looking at the Atlassian community and I encountered this really interesting question from Barrett Wallace, and he's asking about how to implement ITIL with Jira Service Desk. And if you look at the question, he has presented a scenario where, let us say, there is a support request, or rather, there is an incident on the customer portal, from the customer portal, or maybe on the Jira Service Desk, where the person or the customer is asking about some problem with the or some issue with the printer. Maybe the printer is not working, so the user will raise an incident. Now the question is all about how to use the Jira Service Desk to handle a situation where first the user will raise an incident, then based on the incident, maybe a workaround is provided to the customer, or maybe the incident is kept open, and maybe if something has to be changed, then you will probably raise a problem to do some further investigation, because if the printer is not working, then what is the reason why it is not working? Maybe there is something jammed in the printer, or maybe it is something that needs a replacement. So if similar incidents are coming on a regular basis, then you need to maybe raise a problem. And when you raise a problem, you of course want to resolve it forever. So that the same incident will not appear again, maybe for a different customer. And usually when you are working on the problems, to resolve a problem, you may or may not raise a change request. So you can immediately see here that we are talking about three different type of processes. One is of course incident, second is a problem, and third is change management. Now you can definitely use a Jira Service Desk for implementing this implementing these three processes, and of course more, where you can start with the incident, and you can of course have a different issue type for incident, different issue type for problem, different issue type for change request, and you can of course have different workflows as well for these three different type of request. And what I recommend you, if you're also dealing with assets, if you're using Jira Service Desk in an organization where you have assets like physical assets, or maybe virtual machines, it could be a laptop, it could be a printer, it could be a server, it could be anything basically. And there is a very good app called Insight, and using Insight you can actually do asset management in Jira. And the good thing about Insight is that it actually works really well with Jira Service Desk. So what will happen when the customer will raise an incident, the customer can also link it to the asset that is causing that particular incident. It could be a specific model or a specific printer on the same floor where the customer is sitting, and those assets can be limited, or it can actually be linked to the user or the type of role that user is part of. And when you have this incident raised in Jira Service Desk, you can of course review the incident. You can then maybe do some initial investigation. Maybe you need to provide some workaround, or maybe you need to raise a problem. So in Jira Service Desk, you have the option of course to link tickets together. So you can raise a problem which can be linked to the original incident. And usually when you have multiple incidents, you may want to group them and create a one problem ticket. And the person who will probably is going to take a look at the problem, that maybe the printer is causing trouble every day, and the person who is responsible for resolving or taking a look at the problem, that person, that agent will probably figure out that maybe I need to replace something, maybe I need to replace a printer, or maybe I need to replace, let us say, a toner. So that agent can then raise a change management request. Now, change management request is again a different process altogether, where you can, of course, replace a specific part or the whole printer. But the change management request can also go through different approvals. Usually, it is called CAB approvals. And when you're working on the change management request, let us say you resolve your change management request. Now, since you have these three tickets linked to each other, or of course, you can have like maybe three incidents linked to a problem, and one problem is also linked to change. So when you resolve your change, you can automatically resolve your problem, provided you do some automation with the help of add-ons like, for example, script runner, or you can at least update something in your problem ticket. Maybe you want to add a comment so that the agent who is responsible for the problem ticket will get notified. And when you resolve a problem, you may want to also resolve the linked incidents, like maybe the 3 or 4 or 5 incidents that are linked to it. Now, this is something that you can do very easily with Jira Service Desk, because you have, of course, the option to have different issue types, you have the option to have different workflows, you have the option to also link tickets together, and with the help of insight management, you can have, of course, these tickets also linked to a specific asset. So when that asset owner, if there is an asset owner, let us say you have a list of assets, and those list of assets will have, or they can have, an asset owner. Those asset owners can also be notified that there is an incident raised for my particular asset. Maybe it could be a server, and let us say if the server is down, maybe you want to acknowledge that yes, the server is indeed down, and you can do some further action. So with the help of Jira Service Desk, you can definitely implement ITIL processes. It really depends what processes you are looking for, but Jira Service Desk is very well suited for customizations to support ITIL, because you have, of course, a Jira Service Desk built on top of Jira, where you have your full customizations that you can anyways do in Jira. But of course, Jira Service Desk has its own set of features. But with the help of Insight Service and Script Runner for Jira, and of course maybe few other add-ons for reporting purpose, like maybe EasyBI, you can definitely build a very good and very robust solution to support your ITIL processes. And this is all I wanted to share in this video. And since we are talking about Jira Service Desk and ITIL processes, I never really made a video on this topic before. I never really talked about Jira Service Desk, and I think it is probably something that I will definitely do this year. It really depends on how much time I can devote on Jira Service Desk. It has been a while since I talked about Jira Service Desk. I have been making videos. I made a lot of videos last year in 2019, but I think today I was thinking about why not make more videos and especially cover Jira Service Desk. So do look out for my videos in future. And if you're watching this video for the very first time, if you want to learn Jira, if you want to learn Atlassian tools, and you want to get the most out of it, you can subscribe to my channel, and you will, of course, you will, of course, come to know whenever I post a new video. And especially if you're interested in Jira Service Desk, do let me know. And if I get a chance to also talk about a bit more into this Jira Service Desk domain, and I will definitely cover those areas, and I will surely look forward to reading your comments. I have been receiving quite a lot of comments recently, and people do request me about making videos on a specific topic, and these comments are really helpful because it gives me a sense of direction where I should be focusing more on. Because when you tell me that you're looking for a specific thing, and if, a lot of people are talking about the same thing, then it's a very clear indication for me that I need to cover that topic as well. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you learned something new today and you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you.